Thought I'd do a quick review of the Case CTL tr340b. Had it about 8 months now. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and so forth. I'll try to make it quick and to the point. This is the first CTL I've ever owned. I'm 6'6", swore that I would never get in these little small machines and so forth, but finally talked myself into getting one, and I can see the wisdom in it. Especially I just made short work of putting drain towel and stone around a foundation, and I'm really surprised how much dirt and things these things can push. I'm just always used to a dozer or a rubber tire backhoe, big excavators, things like that, but I'm pretty impressed with what these CTLs can do. All right, so let's get a Case here. So what I do like about it, it's got plenty of power. I think it's about 90 horsepower. It takes the DEF. I like the tracks. It's got the nice wide. I like the lugs, the track design. It's got on them rubber tracks, but I think you can probably get that on about any machine. I got the 4-in-1 bucket. I'm always, in the woods, moving logs and lumber all around. So the 4-in-1 bucket really is a must for me. I have it on my backhoe too. So it's pretty fast. It's got good power. It pushes well. It's got standard flow, high flow, and I think I don't know if it's called high pressure, or it's got an extra setting in there for hydraulics. All that works good and so forth. So that's all the good stuff about it. It's got the Fiat motor. If you know anything about them, you know that they're that's what Case runs now. The salesman told me I should run this thing wide open. I just can't get myself to do it. It just seems like it's just the engine just screaming. I run it at about 2,000, 2,100 RPMs, and for most grading and everything, that seems to be the sweet spot. Let me know what you all think if you see anything different, but it just seems like running this thing wide open all the time would be detrimental to the engine. And I don't think these Fiat motors have the best of reputations. So a few things that I did notice. You can see out the back window pretty good. It's got the low backside. However, one thing that's difficult is checking the hydraulic fluid level. So there's your hydraulic oil fill. Where do you check it at? Where's your sight glass? Do you see it? I don't see it. It's not on the side. You gotta look around, look around. It's not in there. It's not there. Well, I finally found it one day, all the way back in here, back behind, you still really can't see it, back in there behind the fuel filter separator plug, right in there. And with DEF always spilling down all over all the time, every time I seem to fill it up, it overflows and it covers up. So there's a sight glass for the hydraulic back in behind this fuel filter, and now I don't know. That's a little odd. That was a little tough. The rest of it you can get to that's your diesel full fuel fill and everything. So yeah, that was a little bit. That's got the safety latch there. That always mess up, and I'll do that later. But anyway, so my main things with this machine that I don't like, it's kind of awkward getting in and out of. So you got this space here. This is where the bucket has to be to get the door open. I feel like one of these days I'm going to slip in that and break my leg or ankle and be really upset. I've noticed that the cats are up a little higher, but it's level all the way out from the door before you step down onto the bucket. And that looks like a lot better entry and exit. Plus, Case has got this bump out here in your door opening, because that is what I don't like, is they got this windshield wiper motor right dead center in your line of sight when you're inside the cab looking out. And that's the reason for this little bump out. I don't understand. All other machines have that located up in a different area that's not like right where you get in and out of the machine, and also it blocks the right side of your bucket. It's got an air ride seat. It's pretty comfortable inside as far as that goes, air conditioning and everything. But the other problem that I have with this machine, this is the absolutely loudest machine I actually have to wear ear protection inside the cab of this machine when I'm running it. It's that loud. The vibrations and everything is just that bad that it just deafened me. Maybe it's just me. I've heard that the Caterpillars are really quiet. I'm not sure about some of the others, but this thing is very, very noisy inside. The other thing I notice is it's very rough riding. So since I've purchased this or leased this, I've learned that some CTLs have torsion suspension on the tracks and everything. And I'm told that that makes a big difference. This tr340, however, doesn't. It's just a solid track frame. And so it's loud and it's rough. But it works. You know, it does the job. If I was going to rate it, see, all the other problem, the weird, where you put the windshield washer fluid in, you got to climb in there and put your windshield washer fluid in behind the seat there. For a guy my size, that is very cumbersome to get in there and put windshield washer fluid in this thing. That's a little odd. Like, why wouldn't that be back at the engine compartment with everything else? That's weird. So yeah, you know, all in all, it's a pretty good machine. I am going to try out, see if I can demo some of the other brands, and that way I really have something to compare it to then. But if I was going to give it a rating of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7, you know. And that's not knowing any of the others that much, but just from my experience, all my other machines that have cabs, I don't have to wear hearing protection. They're not near as rough and hard on my back as this thing is. But all in all, right now, I'd give it a 7. And so I hope that helps. I do like it, but I can see where it could be better, if that makes sense. So thanks for watching. Hit like if you like. If you don't, you don't, right? All right, have a good day.